Welcome back to the channel. Today we're out at a campground trying out our new Tribe Overland Basecamp trailer. I'll do a quick walk around about that. For starters, the gross weight of the trailer is under 3,500 pounds, so it does just fine towing behind Shadow Trooper. This is our first night in it last night. We'll start off on the passenger side and we'll show all the goodies on it, and then we'll go from there. First off, we do have the Tough Stuff Overland Alpha tent, and it's basically a California king-size bed on top when you unfold it. Lots of space inside, and there's also lights underneath and inside the tent as well, and I'll show you that after dark. We do have a nice poly-block hitch. It also has a nice spring back here, so when you're off-roading, you lift this up and it allows the trailer to not push and pull on the Jeep as much when you're off-roading with it. You got a nice parking brake, so when you get to your camp and you want to park a brake. Still recommend using wheel chocks, but you have a nice brake here, keeps everything from rolling around at night. And I do have a brake controller I did install on here, and this allows me to use it on any of our vehicles I can tow, and it works out quite well, and it's very easy to set up. And up front you have a spot for your 20-pound or 5 gallons of propane. You have a nice storage container up here in the front. It's also lockable. You have a hand pump sink, and you also have a spot for 2 5-gallon jerry cans in the front as well. Alright, coming around to this side over here, you have 3 doors on this side, and all the doors, when they open up, they're all lockable, and they're also sealed as well, which is quite nice. This is your power bay. You have right now it's a 100 amp hour AGM battery. I'll probably be changing it out for a lithium ion here before too long. The reason the inverter's on, which is right here, it's also a charger too. And then also get the solar, and the solar controller is right there in the back. And using my Jackery Solar Saga 100 out there, it does a very good job. With the inverter, you also get 110 volt sockets. You have one on this side, you have one in the back, and you have one on the cooking side, which we'll get to in a few minutes. Here's your battery disconnect, your main circuit breaker, and you get a nice little down there showing you what you're currently pulling, what's going on. You also have your water gauge here, and you have lights throughout as well. Your water fill is right up here in the front. Holds 17.5 gallons of water. It's quite a bit. We probably won't put that much in. Probably put about half in there unless we're going out for a long period of time. And the front's also your shore power. Since we are seeing how it works for the first time, we are at a campground, and we use shore power, so you make sure the heater worked last night as well. On the bottom of the tent here, you can see we have the lights here. They're both amber and white. You got a strip on both sides, and you're also going to strip inside the tent as well. Inside here, you got lots of storage. All the drawers we open up also lock out as well, which is a very nice feature. Use your stuff and going back when you want it, and it also locks in as well. Lots of storage in this one, and we'll go into why I chose a trailer versus putting a rooftop tent on top of the Jeep in a little bit. And back here you got more storage. Again, all the drawers that come out are lock in place. One of the cool things about the trailer, it has independent suspension, and you also have all-terrain tires, which are a little more durable than standard trailer tires. They also have electronic trailer brakes in the back as well. It is independent suspension. There's no axle going through the middle. You also have a spot for a second pair of shocks on each side, springs, and limiting straps. And then your electric brake connections right over there in the middle. You have 4 stabilizers. You got 2 in the back and you got 2 in the front. You have a nice slide out here for anything that's large and flat and rather long. There's your solar hookup. I had to get creative and lots of different adapters to get the Jackery to plug into it, but it does work, and I'm able to get about 90 watts with really good sunlight. And we are partly cloudy today, and we're also in a forest, so it's kind of hard getting direct sunlight, but it did work. In the back, you have your fridge area. Again, you have a light inside here. There's a fan in the back door, so when it's closed and it's hot, you can suck the hot air out of this compartment and keep it cool so your fridge can stay running better. And you also have your corner lights. You have lights on each side, and you also have lights in the front of the trailer as well. All right, in addition to your 3 switches back here, you also have 2 12-volt power sockets back here. And your fridge is on a slider. And since my fridge is the smaller one I used to carry in the back of the Jeep, it looks like a baby here, but it does a very good job. And it allows me to have more space for, larger items back there. This set also locks in the out position as well. So we did go with a Chinese diesel heater from Amazon, 5 kilowatt. Does a fantastic job. It's a little noisy in start, but once it gets going, it's very quiet. And the best thing about this, at the low setting, once it's at its run state and up to temperature, it only pulls 7 watts of power and about 100 milliliters of diesel fuel per hour. And we have a flexible HVAC vent, and I just wrapped it in some towels to try to give it a little more insulation and put it through the window in a tent. And we were very toasty last night. We actually almost got too hot last night. On this side, we also have the Tough Stuff awning. It's very easy to set up. It is manual. You have nice support bars on this side, and you have bars down there, which are all, you can extend each one of them to make sure you get the right length and have it aimed down a little bit in case we get a little rain, which you're not supposed to. On this side, you also have your kitchen. When it's slid out, you have a sink with running water. You got a light switch over here again, and you got a water pump. So when you have your faucet up, you actually have running water, which is nice. Now, you do need to run into a bucket, or if you have a hose, you can run it off. Otherwise, it's not dripping at your feet the whole time. And when you're done with it, you can simply just close it back up. It's out of the way. You have a nice pass-through storage here, and it looks like I need my 2 hands. This drawer is also a nice long one as well. We have some stuff in here. We have the pulls for our annex, as well as the tool to lower the spare tire in the back as well. Then over here you got a 2-burner propane stove or a cooktop. The hose, when you're done with it, rolls up and it actually curls up under the sink, and you can run it up to your propane up in the front. On the kitchen, you also have additional space here, preparation area, and it also has legs that swing down to give it some strength so it doesn't put any stress in the hinges or anything along those lines. On the side of the kitchen and your preparation space, I tend to keep all my food on this side of the trailer. Pots and pans on the top, along with the all-important coffee French press up here. I'm not sure I found the right one, but this one is by far the best one I've found so far for anything that for camping. It's fantastic so far. We got more storage over here, and you got a lot of space down here, and this is where I put all of our food, dry goods, anything that doesn't need to be refrigerated goes over on this side. The awning is fantastic. It provides lots of shade. I did throw a cheap tarp up there to block the wind this morning while we're cooking breakfast. It was a little brisk, a little cold this morning, so I did block the wind that way. There is a piece that you can slide on up here in the top and the rail right here. I think it's about $60, and it comes down here and blocks the sun coming from this way too. So between that and 2 of the tarps, you can really close this piece off, and you can stay nice and warm or out of the weather, or just simply out of the sun. There's also a quick release in the bottom of there for the water. You got a quick release here and in the bottom that hooks the water up to the sink. I did not get any filming of it last night when we were coming in, because we came in after dark last night, so I didn't have time to set up everything and film it because, well, the GoPro does not do a fantastic job in the dark. But it took us less than 2 minutes to have the tent completely set up and all of our sleeping gear in there. And then we finished the rest of the setup in the morning once it was light outside. When you fold up the ladder inside there, you put this on top so it doesn't hit anything, ruining the tent or anything along those lines. And you got a spot here to put your shoes in at night with a nice Velcro cover to keep them dry. All right, inside the tent, you got a nice rain fly here. It covers the front. It comes all the way down, about 1 inch lower than the actual tent itself. You got a nice mesh screen. Inside, like I said, it's about a California king-size bed inside here. You got nice cross ventilation. You have windows on both sides with awnings, and you have a window on the top. While normally with the rain fly on, you can't see out of it, but if you take the rain fly off, you actually have a view of the stars at night. The back wall where the hard shell's at is insulated, So if you had the morning sun on that side, it won't heat up in here too fast. Also, if you look along the top, there's a zipper that runs along the top. They do make an installation kit for these tents that you can purchase. They're a little pricey. They're about 200 bucks. However, it'll allow you to have more four-season camping in your tent. And over here is where I have the diesel heater outlet shoved through the window for us to stay warm. You also have a light up here. And I just put a battery pack on it so we can have some light in here. And the nice thing is when it's nighttime, the controller does light up blue so you can find it. And you turn it on, you have a nice light bar on the top of your tent. You can dim it down. You can brighten it. And you can also swap it to amber or a mix of amber and white lights. Also, when you turn on the lights inside, you also get lights on the outside as well. You get a strip here and a strip on that side of the tent. The only downside is it's both inside and outside at the same time. You don't have a way to separate the inside and the outside. And then people wondering, why do we choose to go with the Tribe Trailer Basecamp? I love rooftop tents. It gets you off the ground. It's much warmer in the winter, much cooler in the summer. They're super easy to set up. A minute or two, it's completely set up and ready to go to sleep. No poles, nothing crazy. It's much simpler, and it's also easier to close up when you're done. You know, you're about the same amount of time to close it up. The reason I chose a trailer option versus putting a tent on the Jeep is I don't want all the extra weight up high in the Jeep. It's already lifted, it's already on larger tires, and when you're off camber, it makes you feel a lot more tippy, and I don't like that feeling a whole lot. The other reason is when we get to a spot where we want to go exploring and do some trails, we always have like a base camp. We have a spot where we pick and stay, and then we do day trips out from there and always come back to the same spot. So if you'd like to hear anything more or have any questions or want any more detailed review of anything, let me know, and we'll post it up later. Look forward to the comments and see you guys in another video soon.